Making headlines. The President appoints a new ambassador and 2 high commissioners to represent the Maldives in foreign countries. The President announces the renaming of several institutions under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and designated their official English names. And the President pledges to increase higher education opportunities across the nation.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Welcome to PSM News in English with me, Hafiz Abdusatar. And now the news in detail. President Dr. PSMNEWS appoints a new ambassador and 2 high commissioners to represent the Maldives in foreign countries. Effective immediately, President PSMNEWS has appointed Shiunin Rashid as the High Commissioner of the Republic of Maldives to the People's Republic of Bangladesh. Lieutenant General Retired Abdul Rahim Abdul Latif is the Ambassador of the Republic of Turkey, and Muhammad Toha is the High Commissioner of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. All appointees hold their positions at the state minister level. Shiunin Rashid previously served as the Joint Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, bringing a wealth of experience to her new role as High Commissioner to Bangladesh. Lieutenant General Retired Abdul Rahim Abdul Latif, the new ambassador to Turkey, formerly served as the Chief of Defense, bringing his extensive background in national security to the role. Muhammad Toha was initially approved by Parliament as the ambassador of Saudi Arabia, but will now take up the position of High Commissioner of Pakistan. These appointments are part of President Dr. PSMNEWS' ongoing efforts to strengthen international relations and enhance diplomatic engagement on the global stage. President Dr. PSMNEWS announces the renaming of several institutions under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and designated their official English names. This addition was made at the President's discretion, is permitted by Section 116A of the Constitution of the Republic of Maldives. The newly renamed institutions are Permanent Mission of the Republic of Maldives to the United Nations, Permanent Mission of the Republic of Maldives to the United Nations Office at Geneva, Embassy of the Republic of Maldives in the Kingdom of Belgium, and Mission of the Republic of Maldives to the European Union. In addition to these renaming, President Dr. PSMNEWS has designated the official English names for other institutions under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. President Dr. PSMNEWS pledges to increase higher education opportunities across the nation. He made the remarks in a special assembly held at the Center for Higher Secondary Education, CHSC, to mark its 45th anniversary.
Upon arrival at CHSC, President Dr. PSMNEWS received a warm welcome from the school management and the students. The Minister of Education, Dr. Ismail Shafiu, who also pursued higher education at CHSC, accompanied the President. As a former student of the school from 1995 to 1997, the President graced the event with his presence and delivered remarks that underscored his commitment to education. During his speech, President Dr. PSMNEWS fondly recalled significant memories from his time at CHSC and expressed happiness at the opportunity to meet current students. He highlighted the pivotal role that the higher education plays in building a strong future for students and urged them to make the most of this opportunity. Emphasizing the importance of setting strong goals and being self-reliant, he noted that today's students are the future of the nation and should have patriotism instilled in their hearts upon completing their education. President Dr. PSMNEWS also revealed that enhancing higher education opportunities nationwide is a top priority of the government. He emphasized the ongoing efforts to provide more opportunities within Malé City and various atolls, including training teachers to improve the quality of education. Additionally, he disclosed initiatives aimed at creating job opportunities for students who complete their studies. Speaking at the ceremony, Minister Dr. Shafiu announced the government's decision to resuming offering A-level higher education in the old CHSE building situated in Malé. This initiative, recommended by President Dr. Moise, aims to make higher education more convenient for students in Malé. The minister stated that resuming education in the old CHSE building would help to streamline education delivery and reduce government expenditure on higher education, including private school fees. CHSE was established on July 3, 1979 under the name Science Education Center. The school was renamed the Center for Higher Secondary Education in 2001. Initially, it started with only 4 teachers and 47 students, while today CHSE accommodates a total of 1,700 students. The school is a well-renowned school and it is the oldest school teaching A-level in the nation. In 2023, the school building was transferred to Hurmale to address space constraints. The new building features 6 floors, 38 classrooms and operates as a single-session school.
The Ministry of Family and Social Development announces plans to submit a proposal to the Cabinet aimed at formulating a policy to ensure housing for persons with disabilities and those requiring a special protection from the state. The Ministry has been actively engaging with the relevant agencies to address the urgent need for social housing for individuals who require special attention and protection. Highlighting that inadequate housing is one of the country's most pressing social issues, the ministry noted that many people are currently living in unsafe conditions. The ministry also pointed out that both adults and children are residing in state care centers due to the lack of suitable housing options. In its efforts to find a quick and sustainable solution, the Ministry of Family and Social Development has been in discussions with the Ministry of Housing, Land and Urban Development, the Housing Development Corporation, HDC, and the Fahidiriulung Corporation, FDC. These discussions focus on developing a policy to ensure that flats are allocated to individuals with special needs and those in need of special protection under the government's new housing schemes. The proposed policy aims to create a framework for prioritizing the housing needs of these vulnerable groups and ensuring they have access to safe and appropriate living conditions. The Ministry of Health announces an increase in appointment times for specialist doctors at 5 regional hospitals across the country beginning this month. This expansion will see specialist services offered during 2 sessions each day rather than just the standard daytime hours. Starting July 1, 2024, Kurudufushi Regional Hospital will extend its specialist appointment times. Beginning July 15, 2024, Ungufar Regional Hospital, Gani Regional Hospital, Dr. Abdul Samad Memorial Hospital and Addu Equatorial Hospital will also increase their appointment hours. Previously, specialist services were available from 900 hours to 1600 hours. With the new schedule, these hospitals will offer specialist visits from 1600 hours to 1900 hours or 2200 hours, effectively doubling the availability of specialist cares. The Health Ministry notes that this increase in appointment times will significantly benefit island communities by providing a greater access to specialized medical care. Parliamentarian of South Mafanu constituency, Abdullah Rifau submits a new proposal to transition colleges to university status after 15 years of service. The proposal includes amendments to the Maldives Higher Education Act and aims to expand higher education opportunities within the nation.
The current Higher Education Act stipulates that a college must operate for 20 years of uninterrupted service to be considered for university status. The proposed amendment seeks to shorten this period to 15 years. In addition to reducing the time frame, the proposal introduces a specific criteria for colleges seeking to achieve university status. These include conducting at least 3 programs approved by the Maldives National Qualification Framework (MNQF) at levels 7 or 9 in various fields such as art and humanities, engineering and technology, life sciences and medicine, natural sciences and social sciences. Colleges must also have a minimum of 1,000 students enrolled in courses above level 7. The proposal requires that colleges participate in international university rankings or have a minimum of 5 years of experience in running university-level programs. It also stipulates that colleges must have been a member of an international organization of universities or a quality assurance body for 5 years. Furthermore, colleges must be involved in internationally recognized research projects and demonstrate management expertise in operating foreign universities and colleges. To ensure high academic standards, the proposal mandates that at least 10% of the academic staff must hold a PhD. Additionally, colleges must meet the Ministry of Higher Education, Labor and Skills Development standards for facilities and resources. Currently, higher education in the Maldives is provided by 2 universities, Maldives National University (MNU) and Islamic University of Maldives (IUM). The proposed amendments are designed to create new opportunities for the establishment and growth of higher education institutions in the country. Parliamentarian Rifau emphasized that the proposed changes aim to foster a more dynamic and resourceful higher education sector, offering greater opportunities for Maldivians and enabling institutions to provide a diverse range of academic programs. The proposal is now under consideration for legislative approval, with the potential to significantly impact the future of higher education in the nation.
Chief Executive Officer CEO of the National Social Protection Agency (NSPA), Hina Walid, announces that efforts are underway to establish a new NSPA office in Addu City. During a program aired on PSMNEWS, Hina revealed that discussions are ongoing with the Addu City Council to launch a pilot project for this new office.
NSPA is the primary administrative body responsible for providing financial assistance and resources for health treatment to individuals in need. The agency is also actively working to compile a register of individuals with special needs to ensure they receive the necessary support. As of April, over 12,900 people have been registered in this special needs registry. Hina highlighted that a significant number of individuals with disabilities listed in the registry are from Addu City. She emphasized the importance of establishing an office in Addu to provide more efficient and accessible services for these individuals. In her remarks, Hina also stressed the need to find potential staff and suitable office space for the new location. She shared that the first meeting with the City Council has already taken place to begin making the necessary preparation for the office's development. Looking ahead, Hina outlined plans to establish additional NSPA offices in other regions where many registered individuals reside. This expansion aims to extend the agency's services and improve support for those in need across the nation. In addition to these initiatives, NSPA continues to provide financial assistance and therapy to individuals with special needs. The agency has been working diligently to enhance the living standards of these individuals. This year, NSPA has also focused on monitoring the implementation of assistance programs in Maafushi, Kaf et al. To ensure that support reaches the rightful beneficiaries.
The National Social Protection Agency (NSPA) has revealed that 37 couples have been approved for IVF treatment under the Asanda scheme's first round. The application period for state-assisted IVF and IUI treatments for those experiencing infertility issues opened on March 16, 2024 and concluded on May 15, 2024.
NSPA has now released the list of applicants who sought assistance during this period. Out of the 153 applications received, 32 were deemed ineligible and 84 were found to be incomplete. The agency will inform the 37 successful applicants of their treatment plans by July 30, 2024. Additionally, NSPA has extended the deadline for submitting forms and documents to 2 p.m. on July 31, 2024. This extension allows those with incomplete applications or new applicants to apply for assistance. Individuals whose circumstances have changed are also encouraged to reapply by the extended deadline. Complaints about the published list can be submitted via email to complaints@nspa.gov.mv by 2 p.m. on July 10, 2024. Should any adjustments be necessary based on these complaints, a revised list will be issued on July 15, 2024. This initiative to provide IVF treatment through the Asanda scheme is part of a presidential pledge by President Dr. Mohammad Muiz. Within the first 14 weeks of his presidency, the administration unveiled plans to offer IUI and IVF treatments through the scheme. The administration aims to assist 100 couples with IVF treatment through the Asanda scheme by the end of 2024.
The Ministry of Tourism has announced that the Maldives has welcomed a record-breaking 1,015,529 tourists in the first 6 months of 2024. This represents a significant 9.2% increase compared to the 929,607 arrivals during the same period last year. According to the latest daily report from Tourism Ministry, the number of tourist arrivals each month was as follows. In January, 192,385, 217,392 in February, 194,227 in March, 168,366 in April, 119,875 in May and 123,284 in June. February saw the highest number of tourist arrivals. The report also highlights that Chinese tourists made up the largest portion of arrivals so far this year, with 120,726 visitors. Following China, the top sources of tourists include Russia with 105,068 visitors, the United Kingdom with 93,291 arrivals, Italy with 79,909 visitors, and Germany with 78,135 arrivals. The Maldives has also expanded its tourism infrastructure to accommodate the growing number of visitors. Currently, there are 1,203 tourist establishments with a total bed capacity of 62,360. On average, tourists are staying in the Maldives for approximately 7 days with an average of 4,109 visitors arriving daily. This consistent influx has motivated the government to set an ambitious target of attracting 2 million tourists by the end of the year. The government reports that it has already achieved 50% of this target within the first 6 months of 2024 and is actively working towards reaching this goal. These positive statistics reflect the Maldives' strong position as a premier global tourist destination and underscore ongoing efforts to maintain and enhance the country's appeal to international travelers. The Maldives Association of Travel Agents and Tour Operators, Matato, has officially opened nominations for the Maldives Travel Awards 2024. Introduced in 2012, the Maldives Travel Awards aim to celebrate and honor the best in tourism and hospitality across the Maldives while fostering connections between suppliers and local travel agents. This award recognizes excellence across the local tourism industry and appreciates the efforts of resorts, hotels, guest houses, travel agencies, tour operators and individuals dedicated to promoting the Maldivian tourism sector. Following a hiatus due to the COVID-19 global pandemic, the Maldives Travel Awards will make a grand return in the final quarter of 2024. The awards will be presented in 2 segments, the Guest House segment and the Gala segment. The 9 awards presented under the Guest House segment include Leading Culinary Guest House, Leading a Family Guest House, leading Guest House South, leading Guest House North, leading Guest House Central, leading Guest House Greater Mali Region, leading Guest House Island, leading Transport Service Provider and leading Diving and Water Sports Center, Guest House Edition. Meanwhile, the 21 awards presented under the Gala segment include leading Beach Resort, leading Dive Resort, leading Live Liverboard, leading Luxury Resort, leading All-Inclusive Resort, leading a Business Hotel, leading a CSR Program, leading a MICE Resort, leading a Surf Resort, leading a Sustainability Resort, leading a Water Sports Resort, leading Wellness and Spa Resort, leading Culinary Resort, leading a Villa Resort, leading Family Resort, a Most Romantic Resort, leading Domestic Airline, leading International Carrier, leading Sea Transport Service Provider, Most Impressive Resort and Best Workplace. Matato has invited all interested parties to submit their nominations before July 31st, 2024. Following the nomination period, voting will be open to the public to determine the winners in each category. Japan begins circulating its first new banknotes in 20 years, featuring three-dimensional portraits of the founders of financial institutions and a women's university in an attempt to frustrate counterfeiters.
The notes use printed patterns to generate holograms of the portraits facing different directions depending on the angle view, employing a technology that Japan's National Bureau says is the world's first for paper money. Though existing bills stay in use, train stations, parking lots and ramen shops are scrambling to upgrade payment machines, while the government pushes consumers and businesses to use less cash in its bid to digitize the economy. Many Japanese fast food restaurants such as ramen shops and beef bowl stores rely on ticket machines to cut labor costs, but some small business owners battling inflation are unhappy at the extra investment the new bills entail. Shintaro Sekiguchi, who spent about 600,000 yen, $3,700 for ticket machines at 3 ramen shops he runs in southern Tokyo, said that the unit price of a bowl of ramen is not that expensive, so running the shop for a day or two would hardly pay for the replacement. He added that it's a huge burden to have to upgrade the ticket machines like this. As cashless payments grow, Sekiguchi hankered for a cutting-edge machine that could offer clients various payment options, but he could only afford cash-only equipment. The Japan Vending Machine Manufacturers Association says that roughly 90% of bank ATMs, train ticket machines and retail cash registers are prepared to accept new bills, but only half of restaurants and parking ticket machines are ready. Nearly 80% of 2.2 million drink vending machines nationwide also need upgrades. Takamori Kawanami, an executive at ticket machine company Elcom, said clients' order for upgrades exceeded expectations. Kawanami anticipates that it might take until year-end to respond to their needs. The executive further said that the last time when banknotes were renewed 20 years ago, it took about half a year to upgrade those ticket machines, so the situation will likely be the same this time.
Israeli forces bombarded several areas of the southern Gaza Strip on Tuesday, and thousands of Palestinians fled their homes in what could be part of a final push of Israel's intensive military operations in 9 months of war.
Health officials said that 8 Palestinians were killed and dozens were wounded. Israel's military said that 2 soldiers had been killed in a battle a day earlier. Israel's leaders have said they were winding down the phase of intense fighting against Hamas, the Islamist group that has governed Gaza since 2007, and would soon shift to more targeted operations. Later on Tuesday, 17 Palestinians were killed in Israeli tank shelling of a street in the densely populated Zaytun neighborhood in Gaza City in the north of the Strip. The Israeli army ordered residents of several towns and villages in East Khan Yunis to evacuate their homes prior to tanks re-entering the area the military had left several weeks ago. Residents and Hamas media said that thousands who had not heeded the call were forced to flee their homes in the dark overnight as Israeli tanks and planes bombed the areas that had been named in the evacuation orders. Israel, which has been under growing international pressure to relieve the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, said it connected a power line to a desalination plant in the enclave to provide additional drinking water. The military said that production will jump fourfold to 20,000 cubic meters of drinking water per day. Though that is far from enough to supply the population of Gaza, Israel's officials said it was significant. According to the Gaza Health Ministry, the offensive launched by Israel in retaliation has killed nearly 38,000 people and has left the heavily built-up coastal enclave in ruins. The Gaza Health Ministry does not distinguish between combatants and non-combatants, but officials say most of the dead are civilians. Israel says 320 of its soldiers have been killed in Gaza and that at least a third of the Palestinian dead are fighters. Israel says that its operation in Rafah in southern Gaza near the border with Egypt that was meant to stamp out Hamas in its final redoubt will soon be concluded. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel was nearing its goal of destroying the military capabilities of Hamas. Hamas and Islamic Jihad continue to stage attacks against Israeli forces operating inside Gaza and fire rockets into Israel. Hamas says Israel has failed to achieve the goals of the war and the group is ready to fight for years. Efforts to secure a ceasefire and the release of hostages in Gaza have stalled. Hamas says any deal must end the war and bring a full Israeli withdrawal from Gaza, while Israel says it will accept only temporary pauses in the fighting until Hamas is eradicated.
The AI revolution is upon us, with companies around the world looking to jump headfirst into the technology made famous by ChatGPT.
To satisfy the generative, AI urged firms to need to secure state-of-the-art software and ramp up computing power, which quickly brings them knocking on the doors of the globe's cloud computing giants, of which Amazon's AWS is the biggest. Amazon's computing arsenal is housed in data centers scattered across the globe, and Prasad Kalyanaraman, Vice President for AWS Infrastructure, is the man in charge of keeping them running. Amazon's AWS data centers are spread across dozens of regions, serving as a kind of engine room to the online world, with Microsoft and Google as the company's closest rivals. And with the generative AI revolution entering the hyperdrive, it is up to Kalyanaraman to make sure the data center battalions are ready for the challenge. During an interview, Kalyanaraman said that it will take a significant amount of grit and innovation to meet the need for computing right now. He added that building the right technology, both in terms of consuming the least amount of power needed and optimizing all the way from the chip level to the data center level, requires a lot of innovation. Kalyanaraman, a graduate of the prestigious Indian Institute of Technology and Queen's University in Canada, has been at Amazon for almost 2 decades, where he worked on software before holding the keys to the data centers. Amazon's decision to make a side business out of the cloud dates to 2006, when the company realized that its partners and sellers didn't want to build or buy expensive computing pipework. Nearly 2 decades later.
And that's all we have for this hour. Thank you for watching. Wish you all a very pleasant day ahead.